have Odyssey Beerwerks here with us to talk about the beer that we've got, which is Ghost Drifter.
Correct. I think it's a pale ale.
It is. It's an American pale ale.
American, good. That's what I like to hear.
Yeah.
If you guys had to guess where Odyssey was out of, where would we say?
Well, since we got it from Beer Drop, I'm going to go with Colorado.
Yep.
Killer.
Look at you.
It's a wild guess.
It's a big day for you. So, not only to make an intro, but you got that.
Can't wait for trivia. Gonna nail it.
I know. It's going to be a shit show.
All right. Well, they're here.
Well, people have had enough talking to us. Let's bring them in.
Let's do it.
We've got Deana and Chris.
Hello.
How are y'all?
We're doing good.
Good. How are you?
Good.
Any better? I'd be in your brewery. There's like three tanks behind you, and that looks amazing.
Well, if we're shouting or doing this,
yeah, it's loud in there.
Because it's vinyl night in the tap room tonight, and so things get loud.
What the hell is vinyl night? That sounds like the most exciting thing ever.
Yeah, vinyl night's fun.
We have a record player we set up. If you bring in your record, you can get a beer for free if we play it. So it has to be a good one. It can't suck, or else you won't get played.
Yeah, we couldn't do this.
No evil shit in here. Yeah. Right, agreed.
How did you come up with that?
Louder as it goes.
Yeah.
I love that.
That is a fantastic idea.
Yeah. So, how long you guys been in the game?
Nope.
No. Oh, no. I'm sorry. Right to trivia.
How long have we been in the game? How long have we been open, or how long have I been drinking craft beer? Or
that's a way better question.
Right. How did you get into craft beer?
It's a story as old as time. I was a
corporate
drone. I was a high-level executive at a very large corporation. Wore a suit and tie and all that fun stuff every day, and basically killed my soul. I did that for a dozen years or so. I grew up in Fort Collins, so I'm old enough. I was around for the dawn of New Belgium and Odell and all the guys that were doing really cool stuff back then.
Oh, you can go wild. It's a beer show.
This is gonna be a much more interesting interview then. But yeah, so I was working at a bar when New Belgium came out, a college bar up in Fort Collins, and it's the first time I realized, holy crap, there's people out there that do this for a living that aren't Budweiser and Coors and those and yeah, it was kind of that was the glory point for me. Like, holy crap, I can make my own beer. Fast forward 15 years, and I started doing it for a living.
So my question is always the same with beer folks. So when you realized you could make your own beer, what was the point at which you left an actual consistent job to go make beer? That's a terrifying thought for me.
I started home brewing, and we drank a lot of beer. We always say 91, 92. So this is 30 years ago. So give me a little bit of a break there. But
I have my feelings. Yeah.
But
planned...
our point of doing this for real was I did work my way quite a way up the corporate ladder in my position, and I did marketing. And when we opened our business, we had a partner who was an engineer.
Yeah.
Deana also does marketing, and his wife, our former partner's wife, did accounting stuff. And we just thought, we've all got lots of experience in divergent fields doing some, high-level stuff. Why don't we apply that to the beer industry? That sounds a lot more fun. So that's what we did.
I dig it. You're living my dream. So. Thanks for rubbing it in.
Yeah. What's the worst beer you've ever made?
Professionally or personally?
I prefer personally, because professionally.
I mean, personally, we did. I think everybody goes through this phase where you're like, oh well, if these 2 hops are good, then we'll do 3 hops, and if 3 hops are good, I mean 7's got to be like the best beer ever.
Please get over it.
And we did one of those kind of kitchen sink beers with a bunch of hops that we had laying around.
You did a prison wine beer.
And we got, and apparently we had a whole we had a lot of Citra, and I can't remember what the other one would have been. But what's the off flavor technical term for cat pee? Everybody knows when you use cat pee.
Ammonia.
So there's a certain segment of people that probably think that's the best beer I ever made.
Oh, Jesus.
On the other hand, I was like, oh no, like what happened to this beer? Something dreadfully wrong happened. That was probably early mid-90s.
What's your favorite name for a beer that you got on tap right now?
That we have on tap.
Yeah, do you guys get creative with your names, or are they pretty
We
standard?
try, we do. Well, the one that just came out last week is an IPL, an India Pale Lager.
That's a pretty good.
And yeah, it ended up coming out at 6.66 ABV. So we're trying to think of something devil related, and we're brainstorming. And one of our brewers said, well, you know, when Bob Ross used to clean his brushes, he'd say he beat the devil out of them. So we ended up like drink the devil out of it, and it got like a little Bob Ross type of homage to him. So that's probably my favorite name right now.
I don't know. We did one. It was last year, but it was for those about to bach. So here, the best part of that story is we didn't even realize it at the time. So we changed our beer boards, and so we put for those about to bach, and then we have a barrel-aged Russian Imperial Stout that was already on tap. Right below it, it's called Salute. And so
we salute you.
We salute.
So that was kind of funny.
That's probably my favorite.
Yeah, I forgot about that one.
Sometimes fate plays a game, and it's so beautiful. I
Yep.
love it.
That's funny.
Yep.
Well, is there anything that you guys want to like talk about before we jump into trivia, or like reserve that for the end?
Because the trivia game gets intense.
Oh no, it's not that intense. Let's not. Don't play up my part just because you want to make me nervous. That's
Thank
fine.
you.
Yeah, we just had one of our most famous beer that we do is called the Fluffy Pumpkin.
I'll call it infamous.
Infamous, famous, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
The Fluffy Pumpkin is a toasted marshmallow pumpkin porter, and we've been doing it ever since we opened.
Yeah, 8 years.
It's kind of got a cult following.
8 years. They opened 8 years ago.
Sorry.
Who can do math? That just came out a couple weeks ago, so we'll have that through the fall. It's a great beer. It's a little different because you get a ton of pumpkin beers coming out, but they're usually a brown or an amber, and ours is a porter, and it's pretty tasty. And we have a whole series now.
That's the beer that probably gets the most national attention.
Yeah.
If you like pumpkin beers, it's a great pumpkin beer. So yeah, it's fantastic.
Have you met Tiffany? Yeah.
Yeah.
I am basic. I've already been to Starbucks now that pumpkin has been
PSL lock your.
Yep.
Let's get into some history and facts.
Yeah, I want to do this.
Yes, trivia.
All right, here we go.
My favorite sound clip.
That was very fancy.
Wow,
that was very fancy.
I would have dressed
Imagine like the
had I known we had like special effects and everything, I would have worn something else.
There's a lot more coming. I pulled some photos off of your Facebook. So
MySpace.
Now,
End well.
so this is the part of the show where we get into a little bit of like history, facts, trivia on the brewery. And it's always nice when we have somebody here to join us because they can actually answer the questions instead of Vero being right all the time, which is one of our longtime viewers. And she does a lot of research. So she may know this answer before y'all, surprisingly.
Okay.
All right. So question one, once again, if you are logged into YouTube, you can comment along with us. You can answer it. It is a way to be interactive instead of just watching us.
You'll be wrong, though.
Yeah. Anyway. Okay. So question one, what year did Odyssey Beerwerks open their doors?
Sorry.
Listening. We'll see if it's listening.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. Vero will save me.
Oh, Vero's got it.
Obviously, it's B. Correct. Muddle of Pud.
So what was that? What was that first year you guys were open like? 2013.
I don't remember it. I mean,
so I'll tell you what else.
You were sampling a lot.
Oh yeah, we did a couple things that year.
We got married. We sold a house in Texas, moved here, opened the brewery, bought a house here in Colorado. I mean, all that was in 6 months.
So we
opened the business.
Both quit our jobs.
That was crazy.
Started working here. Yeah. So the only thing we didn't do is have a child. We signed our lease on December 31st of 2012. We opened our doors May 17th of 2013. So I still think we hold the record for fastest from concept and signing a lease to actually opening the doors. And we were a month later than we wanted to be because our boiler was such a pain in the ass.
But we spent a year before that doing research and figuring everything out. So
why is Beerwerks spelled with an E? A, typo when they submitted the paperwork. B, it's the German version. C, no one can spell Odyssey anyway. Might as well make it twice as hard.
I did struggle with that today.
And D, it's the correct spelling.
It's sort of B and C. The real answer is C. The real answer is C. We're like Odyssey. When we put that in, we're like, people will remember the name. They won't remember how to spell it. And Beerwerks, we thought about doing Beirwerks to make it more of a German, to make it more of a German thing.
Sorry,
we thought, well, that's going to really mess people up.
Yeah, that would have been awful.
And we don't do just German styles.
Right.
So it's kind of a compromise. We're like, well, no one can spell Odyssey anyway. Let's just throw an E in Beerwerks.
It's all E's.
And it makes it easier when you're giving out email addresses and stuff. It's like Beerwerks. It's all E's. People go, what? Like, think about it.
So what's going on with your mug club?
So ours, when they come in, well, it's an annual membership, January to December, and they can renew every year. And we only open up new spots for people, that haven't renewed. So we don't keep adding and adding. We want to keep it to a certain amount. And for the money they get to drink out of a 20-ounce mug for $1 less. So normally our pours are 16 ounces. So they get 4 extra ounces of beer and they pay $1 less for that. They get a free crowler every month, a free 32-ounce crowler. I can't talk. We just had our annual Mug Club barbecue, which was great.
She's underselling the Mug Club barbecue.
I'm not done.
The Mug Club barbecue was spectacular.
Some other stuff for Mug Club throughout the year. They get early releases. Oh, thank you so much for having us on.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers.
Thank you.
We don't even have any more beer.
Sad face.
Where'd you guys go?
You're at the brewery.
I know where I can get more. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Cheers, gang.
Bye.
I'll be reaching out for hats.
Okay, I'm working on it.
I love it.
I love when time flies by, and I was like not even looking to see how long the show was.
And I love when people are like really passionate about what they're doing, when they're knowledgeable about like the different types of beer because they've been doing it for a long time, and like just they said they left their jobs, right? Like people don't do that unless they're really passionate about something and they have the wherewithal to understand that like this is not going to be easy for the first couple years. Like this is like it's new, but let's push through it because we like it that much. Right. So I always love talking to people.
And it's great that they still are having so much fun doing it.
Yeah,
like that's you just see it and you're like, oh, what is it like to just like absolutely love what you do every day?
Like my line of work, but if you sent hats, I hope they're still watching.
They're not.